Here we're going to look at the additional features added to the IK system for Cat2. If we select this arm, go to the motion panel, I'm going to add a new animation layer to this character and take the character out of setup pose. Now if I move the palm of the character, we use IK to solve the limb despite the fact that it's actually in FK the entire time. Now if I come down to the limb animation rollout, I'm going to create a new IK target for this limb and move the IK target to the palm. If I press the Select IK Target button, we now have the IK target selected, and as I move the IK target around, we can see that because the limb is in FK, it is ignoring the IK target. If I come down to this rollout, we can put this limb into IK by sliding the IK FK slider down to 0. Here we can see we are now solving for IK. One of the new sliders added to Cat2's IK system is a slider called Retargeting. FK-driven IK means that the FK solution drives the shape of the IK solution. This means that changes done to the FK solution can help modify the shape of the IK solution. This enables us to set the IK system to bend on any axis we want. Also, if we look at the FK solution, we can also see that we have a bend angle of roughly 90 degrees in the FK solution for this arm. If we put the character's arm back into IK, what we're going to look at is how the retargeting system can help us maintain the FK system's bend angle. When we turn on retargeting, whenever we move the IK target now, the ribcage's position is adjusted to try and maintain the 90-degree bend angle of the IK system. When out of reach, the IK system, of course, will start to bend. Multiple limbs can be set to retargeting at once. If I select this bone, rotate it up, create an IK target for it. We put this limb into IK and turn on retargeting. Now when we move this limb, the ribcage tries to maintain both arms' bend angles. If we select the ribcage and come to the hierarchy panel, under the link info page we can see a small rollout called Hub Hierarchy. On this rollout is this checkbox called Allow IK Rotations. When we turn this on, it allows the retargeting system to rotate the ribcage, not just reposition it. This allows our ribcage to try and maintain the bend angles of two different arms more effectively. You can use the retargeting system to try and eliminate such things as snapping IK chains. When the arm gets close to being straight, instead of just allowing the IK system to snap, you can actually turn on retargeting, and the IK system will not snap if the retargeting can stop it. This gives you a lot more control over the shape of the IK system. Now I'm going to, with that left arm selected, I'm going to turn off retargeting and put the character's arm back into FK. And coming back to this right arm, we're going to look at the other slider that we have not mentioned yet called LimbIKPos. If I turn off retargeting, LimbIKPos, I'll also turn off this Allow IK Rotations. LimbIKPos defines the number of bones that are currently being used by the IK solution. When this value is set to 3, or the default, basically all the bones in the limb are being used in the IK solution. In this example, the upper arm, the forearm, and the palm are all engaged in IK. If we set this value down to 2, and by the way these values are fully animatable, now only the upper arm and the forearm are being used in IK, whereas the palm is now fully in FK. As we move this IK target around, we can animate the palm using standard FK controls, and it's not included in the IK solution. We can also animate this value of LimbIKPos further down to the value 1. When this value is set to 1, only one bone in the limb is being used to solve IK, while the other two bones are animated using traditional FK. However, one bone is not sufficient to solve IK for, and this is where combinations of the LimbIKPos value and retargeting work together to allow us to do complex situations like where the position of the elbow can be accurately controlled using IK. The position of the ribcage is now modified to force the IK target, or force the limb, to always terminate this IK chain exactly where the IK target is positioned. These same controls also exist on the leg. So if we look at the leg, we can animate this LimbIKPos value down to 1, and now only one bone in the leg is using IK, and if we turn on retargeting, the ribcage is positioned, the whole position of the character is pulled down. We can now move this value around, and the calf bone is now being controlled entirely by FK. This is very useful for situations like making characters crawl. We can animate the position of the knee, and the character will always maintain connection with that IK target, despite only one bone being included in the IK solution.